Hey guys, welcome back to another commentary video. I figured I would try to, do this again, see if I can try to pump some more of these out occasionally, whenever I feel like I have something to talk about. Right now, I kind of want to talk about something personal again. It's not as dark and serious as my last video where I talked about my dog, but yeah. It's just kind of more of like semi-midlife crisis situation going on, which like I'm not in my midlife yet, but I'm getting much older now, and there's a lot of stuff just kind of like going through my head and being told to me by friends, family, and just my own self when I have a self-realization that I should be doing more adult things. Because currently, like, my living situation isn't the greatest when it comes to finances and stuff like that. Like, personally, like, my living situation is fine when it comes to my own happiness and whatnot, but at the same time, that time, actual time I have left to, take advantage of this comfortable, living situation, it's not gonna last because I'm living with my parents and my dad has given me a time limit, and I get where he's coming from, but at the same time the economy is not helping. So, and at the same time my bad habits, my bad spending habits just keep coming back every now and then. Thankfully, I still have money in my bank account. So I do have money. It's just that money being saved just goes down, then back up, then go down. It's a messy situation where I'm at there. So I just kind of wanted to like talk about this and just kind of let you guys know where I'm at right now in a video form rather than just in a live stream, because I know, like I said, before, like not everybody can make it to my live streams, especially when I stream so late. I kind of wanted to just talk about like what my ideal path within the next year or two will go, and there's a big possibility that's just not gonna happen, but at the same time I want it to go that direction and I hope it does. If everything goes right, it can go in that direction, but because of my own faults and the lack of money, there's a really good chance that it's just not going to happen, but whatever. So if you guys didn't know, if you're not a regular viewer of mine, I have talked about wanting to go and live in Japan, and I have a lot of personal reasons for it, and I know that it is not perfectly ideal to live there. There's a lot of issues with Japan, and I know that. There's the paperwork, there's the a chance of xenophobia, there's the cost of living, which is applicable to anywhere. Like, no place is perfect, but what I have seen through research and time from people who do currently live there as foreigners, and from what I hear from my own Japanese friends, I feel like, personally, I feel like Japan would be a better place for me to live and thrive. The main issue is just me getting there and me also understanding the language. I've talked about this many times too, where I've spent many years trying to learn Japanese and just not sticking with it. It's just, I can't get consistent for some reason. And I think recently I kind of realized what it really is. It's a mixture of a lot of things, but one big part is definitely my ADHD. I've always had ADD/ADHD for the longest time, and I can never stay focused on anything. And I was actually diagnosed as a kid, so it's not like a self-diagnosis thing. But I'm just saying, and I've always had a tendency to get randomly depressed, to lack of motivation, all the other stuff. And I always kind of knew that was my issue too. It was just like the lack of motivation, specifically to just sit down, not do anything else that I normally do, like my habitual routine of, coming home, playing games, watching anime, YouTube videos, sleeping, going to work, talking with friends, playing games with friends, etc. I've never bothered, for some reason, even though I keep telling myself I gotta get out of this bad habit and just start focusing on studying already. And so like every time like I actually do get out of that routine, I end up just falling back into it and just not studying anymore. And so gradually over the course of the years, I would like gradually like just pick up a couple books that I would see. And now I actually have plenty of books to use, and I have plenty of apps both on my Android phone, on my iPad, and I just for some reason don't utilize them as much as I should. So I have spent the money, I have the resources, and I've been on YouTube. I've currently, like, the past couple days, I've been on YouTube just like looking up videos, watching videos from fluent Japanese speakers like Matt versus Japan, Toki Andy. Like, I've always been kind of like occasionally like watching and listening to those videos, like while I'm at work or during my free time or whatever, just on and off. So like I have a good understanding of what I need to do, but then for some reason I just like drop it and I just don't focus on learning the language, and it sucks. I went to my sister's wedding last week, and I was talking to family members I haven't seen in a while, and I was talking to them about how I want to go through this language school program called Gogo Nihon. I heard about it last year, and I did a little bit of research, and I've been thinking about, okay, this is actually like my chance to go to Japan, live there, and at the same time learn the language, which I feel like if I were to be put back into a school, setting situation, then maybe I can be forced to, actually like learn the language finally, because I'll be in a classroom setting, something I have to go, and I'm not going to be cooped up in my room, surrounded by all kinds of different things to distract me. But that's where the whole like money situation comes in, because it's going to be expensive, especially if I want to go with like the maximum amount of time that I want to stay there, which I think they do 2 years for like the majority of schools. Depending on the school, they either do 1 year max, a year and a half, or 2 years or something like that. But it is very, very expensive. And from, this is just like the top of my head, but from what I remember, I think I need like a bank statement of the equivalent of 4 million yen, which is approximately maybe like around like $30,000 US, around there. I definitely don't have that kind of money. Like, I'm barely staying at like $1,000 in my bank account right now, because a lot of my money has been going to food, games and stuff, and other things, and other non-necessities that I don't need, but for some reason I'm buying them, and food. And rent, of course. So lately I've been trying to break out of the bad habit of spending too much money on food, because that's definitely where most of my money has been going. And I feel like I'm getting there. I'm starting to buy like cheaper foods. I've been buying for my lunch or break food at work, either cheaper microwavable foods or like a yogurt cup or something like that. And if I can just stay on that habit, I can definitely start saving more money there. And just recently I've actually decided to stop like splurging on more and more games, unless I really want to get it for the channel and for my own personal enjoyment. Like Resident Evil 4 remake, that was coming out, and I didn't even realize it was coming out so soon. So like a couple days before it came out, I pre-ordered it because I knew I wanted to play it, and I knew I wanted to stream it. So it was kind of for content, but also for myself too. But I also had for the longest time, ever since Genshin came out, at the beginning of the game's life, I told myself I'm not gonna spend money on this game. But then I did, and a lot of my money has gone there too. And right now my current objectives is just to try to save as much money as possible, maybe like sell some things that I don't use anymore. Like I got a full flat screen TV, 4K TV, just sitting on my floor in the corner, not being used because I don't need a 4K TV anymore. I have a 4K monitor, I have a curved monitor, which it's, that's all I really need for my PC setup. And I got nowhere to put my TV. I never really used it, like I used it a couple times to play on my Xbox. But if I could just explain, like, my spending habits have been really, really bad, to the point where I feel like I've definitely like realized I should have been saving much sooner, way too late. And like I've always said, like, yeah, I should start saving money, but then I just fall back into bad spending habits. I always fall back into forgetting that, hey, I'm getting kicked out in a year and a half. And even years ago, it's like, oh yeah, I'm getting kicked out in a certain amount of time, I should be saving, and I just don't for some fucking reason, because I'm fucking stupid. Regardless, that's where I'm at now. My plan is to just try to save enough money to get into the schooling program, start actually focusing on studying Japanese, like Like, I gotta memorizing all the hiragana, the katakana. If I can just like make sure I have this shit memorized, I'm ready to actually take on the language legitimately. I feel like it'll be a good stepping stone. The other half of the reason is just the finances and the fact that shit is just too expensive, man. So there's just a lot of things I need to worry about and do before I turn 30, like a year plus from now. And with my current job, like I could do that within maybe 2 years if I like don't spend as much money as possible. And you know, if my other income, you know, through like YouTube or something picks up more, which, you know, that's hard to do, but you know, if kind people donate or if ad rates go up even higher, you know, maybe I can make something more from YouTube. But right now with my current IRL job, it's really not going to be enough, and I would have to make sure I like spend to like little to nothing and just hopefully like buy the cheapest food, and hopefully I get some freebies from family or friends or whatever, or even work for special occasions. Other than that, like it's like an uphill battle with spending and making sure I'm fed and alive, you know. In the end, I really feel like taking this big step in my life would be the best thing I can do for myself, because honestly, like for the past decade, literally decade, the only thing I've ever done for myself that felt like productive was just trying to grow my YouTube channel, and even then that was a struggle to get through up until like recently, this past year. You know, I finally made some progress and I finally got partnered and I'm finally making money on YouTube, but that took a decade, man. That took way too fucking long. And now my another big step is learning Japanese, and like I know I can learn the language by self-study, staying at home, you know, going through the books and watching the videos, making sure I'm actually like logging in every day on the apps that I use to actually like stay consistent, stay on a good daily streak. But I feel like if I were to actually immerse myself and actually be around Japanese speaking people and actually going to a classroom, because I'll have no choice but to go there and not be distracted by, you know, my own computer. I feel like if I can get that in my life, I feel like I can finally learn the language after all these years. I can finally speak to my Japanese friends that I made on Twitter and VR chat. You know, like I want to do this. I really want to do this. It's just time and money, and I just don't have either one of those. I've been thinking about doing some kind of fundraising thing in hopes to maybe save up enough for getting into the school system. I don't know exactly how the process works. I just know I need a bank statement of so-and-so amount of money, and then I can like apply, and then I have to hear back from them seeing, you know, whether or not I actually made it or not. Because it would be nice to just kind of get the money funded for just the school, and then I can use up whatever money I have left to focus on getting, you know, like my passport, getting my health and teeth fixed, and also just staying on top of rent and paying my phone bill. See, like that would be nice, but I don't realistically think that's going to be possible, especially with a channel my size. And the fact that it's, you know, I would need like $30,000, and that's a lot of money, especially to get within a year and a half, however long it would take before I can actually apply. It's tough and it's exhausting, mentally exhausting, and I just don't know what to do. I finally found something I want to do in my life that's actually like big and huge, and that doesn't require me to just, you know, stick with the same old routine of going to the same part-time job, coming home, playing video games all night, talking with my friends, going to sleep, and rinse and repeat. Like, I finally want to get my life together, but I just need help. And I don't know if I can get the help, regardless if I ask or not. So, I'm nervous, but, you know, if you guys think it's a good idea, if you made it this far to the video, part of the video, by the way, thank you for listening. But I don't know if people would actually be able to help, or if they would even want to help in the first place, because like, who the fuck am I? Like, I'm just some dude on the internet, you know, I'm just some dumb weeb. You know, I retweet anime titties, all day, and I occasionally stream and just chill out and have a good time. I'm nothing special. I'm nobody special. I'm just another dude, just like everybody else. But, you know, it would be nice, but realistically, I don't think it's possible, which is why I'm still hesitant on doing anything like fundraiser, like when it comes to doing the school thing. So I don't know, but it's something I wanted to talk about, and I appreciate if you're still here listening. I don't know how long this is gonna be. It's already been like half an hour of me recording this, but like I said, thanks for watching. If you guys want to hear more like kind of discussion videos of this caliber, you know, me just talking about whatever when it comes to my personal whatever, personal endeavors, personal life, personal situations, even if it's just like a story time type of thing, feel free to let me know. But yeah, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, do all that wonderful YouTube stuff. But yeah, with that, see you guys. Peace.